It's time to cover the very first Forzathon for Forza Horizon 4. We kick it off with the Summer Forzathon, the first weekly challenge, the 4 challenge event. This is identical to Forza Horizon 3 if you're kind of still unaware what's going on here and what you're looking at, but we're also going to go over the 3 current daily challenges that were in the game at the time of me making this video, because I kind of accidentally did those when I was doing the 4 weekly challenges, so we're just going to cover it all. Why not? Let's just get it all knocked out. So, Mercury Rising, the very first Forzathon here, you're going to need a retro hot hatch. So, as you can see from the main menu there, you can fast travel to the auto show from anywhere at any time for free, which is really nice. Some people like to do that, but it used to cost credits. It's really nice to not have to actually spend credits on that. So, you just want to filter in the auto show for retro hot hatch, and although there's not too many options here, and although I also wanted to use the barn find car, the first one that we got, which was the Ford Escort, because it is a retro hot hatch, that car is simply not good enough, and you're seeing it right here because I had taken it out to start completing this, but then I realized, like, it's not going to be good for more than just literally the first challenge, which is to own and drive a retro hot hatch. So I highly recommend you get the Acura Integra Type-R, and I also recommend that you go and search for my tune for it. And the reason I recommend all this is because although the challenges might look pretty simple and easy for this first week's Forzathon event, it's a little bit more challenging than you might think. And the main reason for that is the retro hot hatches, they're pretty much just good for straight line when they're fast enough to actually be able to complete these challenges. So it's a little bit more difficult than I'm sure a lot of people were expecting, and I've already heard a lot of you asking me questions about it and asking for my help with it. So the first thing, 25 ultimate speed skills. Now in Horizon 3 this was a piece of cake, but in a retro hot hatch, and also considering there's not too many great spots to just have nice straightaways, this happens to be the best spot. It's pretty much the highway stretch in this game, but there's really just no long, really nice straightaways. This was the best spot out of all the spots that I've driven on in this game, and I was able to get them. I got the 25 within 4 or 5 laps back and forth on the highway, so that means like up 3 times, down twice. I prefer going down because the elevation goes downhill when you're going, you know, the opposite way of where I'm going right now. So that's what I recommend doing, but the one thing I also wanted to point out is that you don't have to bank the skill chain. So we got all our skills there and you saw the chain going up. I intentionally crashed. Hopefully you could tell that was intentional, but I just wanted to see would it still count, and it does. I promise you it still will count. So you don't have to worry about being perfect and being clean. As long as you get the ultimate speed skills to pop up, if you crash afterwards, it's totally okay. So in case anyone's unaware, to get an ultimate speed skill, you need to be going over 200 miles per hour. So you see that I'm going over 200 here. I'm trying to hold it as long as possible. We got a nice straightaway, but it's very tough to hold around turns because this car is so super light. It's making so much power, and it's just not meant to turn. It's literally just meant for straight lines. And, you know, I put a lot of time just to make this thing work as good as possible, but at the end of the day it really doesn't matter which retro hot hatch you have. They're all going to be pretty tough to drive to be able to complete this. You really got to have throttle control. One thing I like to do is right when I shift, I use manual. If you're using automatic, I'm not sure how it's going to affect you, but when I shift I kind of quick let off the gas and then hit it again, just to give that one like little half second for the tires to gain grip, because grip is an issue. I'm going to be honest with you. Grip is the issue, just going around the turns, trying to maintain over 200 miles per hour. But it shouldn't take too long once you download this tune and just hop onto the highway here. Like I said, a few laps back and forth, and you should be good to go. I was honestly surprised. You see the challenge pop up right there, and I love how you can just go right to viewing the challenge to see where you're at, to see that you completed it. You don't have to like kind of hit the pause menu and do all that. You can just go right to it. Really cool new option they added in here with the Forzathon. But we got the 25 ultimates done. That's completed. The first challenge is completed, so then we're going to move on to the third challenge, which is to tear up the streets, win 3 street scene events, again in a retro hot hatch. So you're literally going to use the same car for the entire Forzathon event, and from the looks of it, that's going to be how it's going to be for every single Forzathon event, the weekly challenge at least. Now, something that people I know are going to ask me, and they always ask me, is do head-to-head races work for street race type things? So I wanted to test it out, and while I was doing that, I ended up getting a pass skill to complete that middle daily challenge coming through. So at first I was like, wait, what just happened? Then I realized, like, okay, I completed the daily challenge by accident there. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Pay attention to the daily challenges, because you might be able to knock them out while you're doing the weekly challenges. So pass skills are easy, draft skills are easy. You're going to see that later here while I'm doing one of the street races. And then 2 stars in total from a speed trap, also pretty easy. So just to prove it, I went ahead and I wanted to make sure I showed you the full head-to-head race, and hopefully you guys trust me at this point after 2 years of Forza Horizon 3 Forzathon. What is, seriously? Where's the turn signal? Oh my gosh, I can't stand traffic in this game, man. They literally will put traffic in your driving line. Like, I'm using the driving line here, which I don't plan on using too much longer, but just as I'm getting used to the map and everything and the way these new cars are handling that I'm just not used to. But every time I do anything, there is always a car in the way. They always put a car right where you need to drive. But as you can see, I just finished the head-to-head race and it never popped. Nothing worked for that. So for winning 3 street scene events, you're literally going to have to go and do the street scene events. I know that sounds pretty obvious, but to some it might not be obvious. So as I'm on my way to the next race that I want to do for the street scene, I go through a speed trap. I get 2 stars, and Kiara starts talking to me about how I completed another daily challenge, which you're going to see pop up right there. No time to lose. Hop right into view what it was. It's the bottom one there, the one that pretty much just came out today to earn 2 stars total from speed traps. So the wording on the speed traps and speed zones is a little bit weird. We're going to get into that a little bit later here, but you just want to go back to your world map, and you just want to do what we used to do kind of in Horizon 3, filter for what we're looking for to make it easy. So we're looking for the street scene races. Now, I don't have a ton of them unlocked. Some of you might be further progressed than I currently am, but trust me on this. You want to put your difficulty pretty much to New Racer. I decided to use the next one up, Inexperienced, and it was still pretty tough to win because the car is hard to control, and I consider myself to be a pretty good driver. For anyone who's inexperienced at this game, it's going to be really tough. So here we go though, we finished the final daily challenge, Wind Tunnel, getting a drafting skill. Pretty much just driving behind another racer as you're actually in a race, and that's drafting. So the daily challenges are done, at least those were all very easy, very quick, and we got our Forzathon points for all 3 of those. No issues there at all. But back to the street race, you have to win 3 street race or street scene events, this being a street race pretty much here. So we win the first one, and I know a question that I always got in Forza Horizon 3 was, can you do the same race to complete certain things, or the same speed zone, whatever. So for this particular challenge, with the speed scene thing, you can do the same exact race twice. So I did it twice, I did the same race, and you can see there we got the progress for 2. Then we went back to the third one. I did a different one just to kind of progress through campaign, single player, all that. And you see the in-game notification popped up afterwards that we completed that challenge, which was called Packaged Performance. So that brings us to the final one, right? The easiest one of them all. Guess what? Not quite. So the speed zones, you obviously just want to go to your world map once again and filter for them. Now the wording of this thing is just really messed up. So Sport Compact, the challenge is to earn 3 stars in total from speed zones. Now this is the one you're going to want to do, Forest Green, right in the middle of the map here, and the 3-star goal is only 90 miles per hour. From the sounds of the challenge, earn 3 stars in total from speed zones. That probably makes you think, okay, literally all I have to do is get 3 total stars doing either the same or different speed zones. Guess what? That is not correct. And one thing to keep in mind, did you see what just happened there? When you're doing a PR stunt, all the traffic goes ghosted. That is absolutely incredible and amazing. Now, the other thing is, it's just, I don't understand the wording, because it says earn 3 stars in total from a speed zone, from speed zones. You literally have to 3-star a single speed zone with your retro hot hatch. So that is the one you want to do. It's absolutely ridiculous because for some reason they have it worded as if you can just get separate stars from different zones. You don't have to 3-star it. Yeah, no, you have to 3-star by just doing it one time. So definitely do that forest green one. It's the easiest. This was pretty crazy, this entire first Forzathon, because there's a lot of little weird things going on, but I think I broke it down pretty good. I showed you everything you need to know. I really hope that this helps everyone out. If you have any questions at all, please just let me know. Any feedback or suggestions for future videos like this, again, let me know, but I'm out of here, guys. Peace.